What's up, guys? Today we're playing Outlast. Now, if you don't know about this game, I should probably at least let you know ahead of time. This game is a horror-style game, and it is extremely violent, and it's very mature rated. So if you're not really into heavy violence in your video games or horror-based games, this probably isn't the game for you. And I believe, I'm trying to remember how far in that it gets really bad, but I'm going to go through some of the beginning of the game so you can see some of the mechanics and how it runs and everything on the Switch. But we'll probably run into some pretty, I guess, violent stuff in this video. So keep that in mind. I know some people like to watch some of the videos with their kids and stuff. It probably isn't the game for that. Although you did click on Outlast, you probably know it's not for kids. So there you go. This game, though, is Outlast. It's a bundle because it does come with the DLC Whistleblower. You can see that right here. Now, we're going to start a new game, like, straight up. That's probably the way I think we best do. You have normal, hard, nightmare, and insane. We'll just start up normal. I have another game that I've started as well, but I figure we'll just play through here, new save, and we'll kind of be off and running. Don't have to give them $10 like we do with, obviously, with Konami and Metal Gear Survive. It'll load, and then we're going to jump into the game here. Now, this is a slower horror game. You're not running around, action, you know, guns and everything flying everywhere. This isn't like Resident Evil 4, 5, or even 6. It's nothing like that. It's a very slow horror game where you're pretty helpless when you're playing. Now, you start out the game, as you're seeing here, and we are an investigative journalist who's sent to, you can even see a little press tag there, investigate basically an asylum. An insane asylum where they're end up doing experiments on the patients. So we're kind of driving up to it now. You can kind of see it up there. And you kind of, as you play through it, you get more background as you go through it. So you're going to get a lot of documentation to read. So there's quite a bit of reading if you want to get into the backstory of the different characters, of the organization, of, as you can see there, Mount Massive Asylum. And we're going to kind of pull up here, and then we're going to get out of the car. Now, I told you guys it doesn't become super violent until a little further in. I'm trying to think of how far in, because I want to get you guys at least caught up with some of the mechanics. We're going to kind of go through there. So let's get out of the car as we, I guess, put the parking brake on and turn the light. Yep, there we go. We have our camera, batteries, and then files. These files you get, as you see here, will tell you different things as to what's kind of going on. This just kind of explains what's happening and what you're doing. You're trying to expose, I guess, terrible things going on at this asylum. So we have our camera, and then we have batteries. And it's kind of funny because you reload your camera with the batteries, I guess, kind of like a gun. But you can, obviously, you record stuff. But the good thing about the camera, one, it can zoom, and two, it has night vision, as you see here. And the night vision is good because you do end up in some dark corridors, and that kind of helps you. The thing about that is you use the batteries to keep the night vision active. When you run out of batteries, you're in trouble. So you want to manage that pretty well. And you can see here, you can pick up documents, read notes, using the D-pad. Those are the D-pad, or in my case, or the buttons on the Joy-Con controller. So we're going to go in here, and we'll see this is, I guess, where a security guard was for the gate that is no longer there, as we can kind of walk up here. Now, the game runs at, it should be a 1080p, 30 frames per, oh, it's close behind me, 1080p, 30 frames per second, docked, 720p, 30 frames per second when in handheld mode. And I have to say, it runs pretty well. Actually, I've been playing it, and I haven't had a ton of issues when it comes to frame rate or anything. Even when I'm running away from crazy people and stuff, it doesn't really stutter at all. So we're gonna use our little camcorder here, and we can kind of look around, as you see. We can do zooming and everything. Oh, I dropped down. And we can kind of see so far we're walking up here, and actually let me run up. Hold L to run, yeah. And we're gonna try to come up here, and the door is going to be locked. So of course you can never seem to go in the first way, right, in these type of games. So we got to find another way in, and we're gonna, I guess, go around this way. So let's start heading around here, and the visually looks like Outlast has looked. So it's not like, I can't really tell downgrade or anything like that. It looks pretty good. We're gonna crouch actually under here. Here we go. And we're technically in, but we're still not actually inside. Here's another door. And this door should be locked as well. All right, so we can't go in that way. But it looks like there's a way in up here, as we can kind of see the little opening there. And it'll tell you how you can zoom in using, of course, the D-pad. There we go. Nice little way in there. So we're going to kind of work our way up the scaffolding here and enter the asylum through, appears to be just an open window. More so broken, I guess, than anything else. So kind of go up here. And you can kind of see how slow your character is moving. That is mostly on purpose, as we'll jump forward there, as it's supposed to try to keep like tension and everything. If you're sprinting around and stuff like super fast and wall jumping and stuff, it's not going to be as I guess gripping or tension filled as it is when you're pretty slow. And I guess normal is the big thing. You're supposed to be normal, and the people you run into are supposed to absolutely terrify you. So it's pretty dark, obviously. We'll hit the camera, and we'll get our little night vision on. It has a pretty nice, that's the thing I always liked about Outlast. It has a pretty cool night vision effect to it, I think. You can see the battery at the top right is draining as I use my little night vision guy here. But we're getting pretty much to the end here where we'll open the door up. There we go, and I'm out. So let's look around here. I will also show you guys how it plays in handheld mode, of course, like usual, so don't worry about that. And we're going to kind of play through here and keep taking a look around. You can usually find stuff kind of just laying around on tables and stuff, so you want to keep a look, really keep an eye out for any files or anything. We're going to kind of go through it. You can also open the door slower, so you can press Y, and you can kind of slowly open the door, because if you just tap Y, he just like rips the door open, or if I just tap Y, he'll just slam the door shut really hard, which sometimes you need to, because there are just people chasing you, and if you slam the door on them, they have to like break the door down. It gives you a minute. Kind of sidle through here, and I think we're getting to a point, yeah, so we have obviously blood smeared on the wall, on the floor. This game does hit you with a lot of jump scares, I will say that, so be aware of that too. You will see them. I don't think there are any right away right now. I'm trying to think of when the first one is. So here we're going to break in here, and we'll get this file, and you'll get something you can kind of read. And again, it kind of goes through. Sometimes you'll actually learn like plot points and stuff through these, but most of this is usually like stuff that's being left for other patients or other employees to read. But most of the time, you can get some pretty cool little plot points in the game that they're trying to kind of, I guess, build up to. So we get that. That's just closed. I can't get in there either. It's just completely locked. So I'll have to go through here, and I believe, yeah, okay, so I have to jump up there into the duct where it looks super safe to go up to. But we'll climb up it. That's fun. So we're going to climb up here, and I know that there is another guy who will magically come up, like end up coming out of here. There he goes. There's a guy. And of course, it timed just right for when I end up in the duct. So we're going to keep going through here. I should take the camera out now. And we'll drop down here. There we go. And let's see. I know we have to go through here into the library. And that I think that's the first jump scare. Because I know that this kind of room in here is full of bodies and body parts and all kinds of stuff in here. So it goes from like 0 to 100 real quick when you enter the library on purpose, just to kind of try to be like kind of shocking. The first time I ever playing this, I was like, wow, okay. It went from 0 to 100 real quick. We got a guy up here on like a stake, like very quickly. They go through this. So let's kind of keep going through here, and we should end up out. Here we go. Break through this little door. And this is the part of the game I actually really liked, which I think we're going to come up to here in a second. Let me go through here. So we saw a guy going in that doorway. The part I liked about this game is it has kind of those moments where you feel like the game should be ending, like it's a game over screen because you got caught by an enemy, but it's just part of the plot. So we're going to come up here. There'll be another jump scare, I believe, right here. He's going to grab me, throw me out the glass. So let me get... So this is the part I remember I was like, oh, what did I do wrong? I must have messed up. Little HD rumble going. So I thought that was it. I was like, oh, I got to start back over. This is one of the games where they have these little set pieces like this to kind of advance the story, and it kind of hits you with that through first person. So you get thrown out the back of the glass and everything, and they're kind of examining you. They find your camcorder. They look around it. They're like, what are you doing here? And then at this point... We're going to come back. We're going to come to. They just left us there. We're going to pretty much just be trying to escape at that point, obviously, because it went from us investigating it us like being attacked. So we don't want to be here anymore. And now all around us there are obviously dead bodies and things and body parts and everything. And now we're just like, we need to try to escape, right? That's kind of the idea. Get out of here now. And that's kind of where we go from here. So we just want to start trying to escape. You end up mostly exploring. Here's another file. Actually, let me grab that. And again, you can kind of read through it. It tells you in this case we need to get a key card. Actually, that's locked. So we do need to come up with a key card, and we're going to kind of go through here. And they do try to kind of make you like path. Because as you notice, there's no major like there's no like waypoints or anything. They try to kind of rope you off into certain paths, so you find basically where you need to go just by that mostly is like, oh, I have to go through this path here. And that's kind of how they get it done mostly. They don't really give you waypoints or anything like that. Little peek mechanics, so I can kind of look around the corner. Okay, nothing there. I like how they also he puts his hand on the doorway, try to help you see. There's a guy down there in the wheelchair. Here we go. He actually hits you with a nice jump scare as you leave on the way back. I'll show you. I think we'll actually be able to show you guys that even. There's some people just watching static, blood-stained TV. Not much else happening. They're just kind of watching it. That guy, yeah. So they try to give you some basically foreshadowing of just really just insanity about to happen, which it does. It really starts getting off the rails in a little bit. Like I said, that guy will come back to life as we get back through here. Let me get in here. There we go. Break that open. And if I remember, we have our key card right over here. There we go. And we got our key card. So now we can go back and open the security doors. Put this back up here. So do at least have, you can look at your collected objects and stuff. I really only have the key card right now, so I don't have to worry about that. But let me go through. And they're going to keep watching the TV as we kind of make our way around. And we're going to come back out here to the, there he is. He's going to jump at us, and we're going to end up pushing him off. So he's going to kind of quickly, yeah, there we go. So again, these are all things that like really get you, like when you're playing it. Like the first time I remember playing it, that part got me. I was like, oh man. So we kick him off. He just kind of crawls away. All right, sure. And we're going to run up here and get back to the security door. So as you're seeing, this game is, there's a lot of jump scare kind of stuff to it. That was kind of the joke people were making about, I guess, it's just popping up on the eShop as like a jump scare kind of thing. If that was like actual marketing by them, that like an idea that they had, that's actually a pretty good idea. So we're going to go through here. We're going to go back to, well, actually, we went back there. I should say, we're going to go to the security room, which is up here. And at that point, there's a guy up there. You can see him. We're actually going here, so you gotta get away from him. There we go. Nothing in there, actually. And we're going to kind of go up here. We're going to go in the security room. At that time, there will be a, we're gonna basically try to shut it down, the power go out, and then we will hide from an enemy that'll come up to the door. I'm going to kick you guys over to handheld mode for that portion. This is Outlast on the Nintendo Switch right now. Nintendo Switch eShop, $24.99. Currently, you can pick it up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.